just wanted to numb myself from the pain. And so like getting high, getting drunk, partying, whatever it was that could make me feel like I didn't have to focus on what was going wrong in my life. That was like what I was doing. The 5-year period prior to me coming to Crosswalk and during my time in the service, there was a lot of like mental things I never dealt with. A lot of trauma that I went through from losing friends who passed away due to suicide, drunk driving accidents. So I just got out the Navy at that point. I was going through a divorce, as well as I had just lost my car, and I eventually, when I left the area, I was homeless for a few months. And I think the last thing that really was a wake-up call to me was I had gotten hit by a car in 2022. I couldn't walk for about 3 months. I feel like the moment that made it most apparent to me, like, hey, you gotta wake up, was probably getting hit by that car. From that point on, I started shifting. I stopped smoking, I stopped drinking, because I had a tendency to numb myself because I've been through so much. At that point, I just started coming to church consistently, and I told myself, whatever it is that you need as my pastor, I'm going to do that. So, praise and worship team, helping out with evangelism, whatever it is. And I think for like a period, I was at church like probably 3 or 4 days a week, because not only did I choose not to focus on those things or focus on finding a woman, I kind of put those desires to the side and said, let me focus on God. And those things just started falling into place. I have been spending a lot more time with my daughter in both prayer, reading the Bible, and evangelism and things of that sort. I've also been able to find a wonderful woman of God, and we just got engaged last week, which is a blessing. Finding someone I can pray with and fast with and who can keep me accountable, and say, hey, have you been spending time with God this week? And that really wasn't one of my priorities prior to this point. Just because God has been working in both of our lives so much in this past year that we want to get water baptized again next week on Sunday, because we really want to highlight what God's been doing in our life and just break any things that may still be holding on to us and start fresh with Jesus. God has truly worked in my life to where I don't let those things that I struggle with hold me back from praising. And it all starts with just a decision to be a part of a community. People who can keep you accountable and people who can be there for you when you need someone. That's when the Lord led me to start Asylum Ministries, a raw, honest community for people like me who have battled mental health challenges. A nonprofit that brings together faith, mental health, support, and crisis response. If you want to be a part of this mission, whether you're in ministry, mental health, public safety, or simply someone who believes in what God wants to do, let's connect. Visit my LinkedIn profile here. Let's build something that saves not just lives, but minds and souls too.